Good evening, viewers. Today we are having a panel discussion with an eminent panel of experts in different fields who will analyze the Modi era as he has now been acknowledged as the longest serving Prime Minister of India on June 10, 2026. Narendra Modi has now surpassed the previous record held by Jawaharlal Nehru. His tenure is characterized by a strong emphasis on digital infrastructure, such as the UPI payment system, and significant welfare initiatives aimed at last mile delivery, including widespread access to housing, electricity, and healthcare. His administration has also overseen major structural reforms like the implementation of the GST, a focus on Make in India, to boost manufacturing and large scale infrastructure projects in rail, national highways, and aviation. Furthermore, his leadership has been marked by a shift in foreign policy, elevating India's role as a voice for the global south, alongside a strategic focus on national security and the modernization of the Indian economy. Today, we'll be discussing four important areas under Modi's governance, which is Vishwas, or trust and mandate, Vikas, which is development, Jan Kalyan, public welfare, international relations, which is the global positioning of India. Today, the eminent panel consists of, we have Mohandas Pai, who is a prominent Indian business leader, investor, and former CFO of Infosys, widely recognized for his significant contributions to the Indian IT industry. As the chairman of Ardent Capital and Manipal Global Education, he has been a prolific investor in the startup ecosystem, supporting innovation across various sectors. Welcome, sir. Yeah. We have Dr. Sharan Srinivasan. He's a stereotactic and functional neurosurgeon, CMD PRS Neurosciences and Mechatronics Research Institute, Bangalore. His areas of interest are neuromodulation, neurorehabilitation, innovative technologies in functional neurosciences, AI, ML, robotics, clinical research in functional neurosciences. He is more commonly known as the guitar doctor due to his pioneering success in treating a specialized neurological condition called musician's dystonia during surgery of a guitarist. So, welcome.
Thank you.
We have Professor Uday and Raghunath Birje, the co-founder and director of Think Tank Technologies. He's a professor of practice, which is innovation and entrepreneurship, and a multifaceted professional with a rich background spanning over 3 decades in the IT, telecom, and network industries. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have Vijay Prasad, a policy researcher, political strategist, and media commentator with extensive experience in legislative affairs, public finance, and political communication. He's a BJP Karnataka panelist and a spokesperson. Welcome, Vijayji. As we start the discussion, it would be nice if you could speak from your own personal experiences as well, if there's any particular point you would want to speak up about as we go ahead. We'll start with the first point. With Prime Minister Modi becoming India's longest serving elected Prime Minister, we all realize that this is a historical milestone. He has secured 3 consecutive terms, which is 2014, 2019, and 2024, maintaining a strong political mandate to drive the national agenda. He transitioned in India from a period of coalition, instability, to a narrative of decisive, performance-oriented governance. He has done this despite the kind of obstacles he has faced from opposition parties. How has this sense of Vishwas or trust been built? And is it primarily driven by individual persona or by the institutionalization of the delivery mechanism?
Well, Meena, let me say I admire and respect Prime Minister Modi for many things, but most of all for what he has done to the people of this country. The biggest challenge for India since independence has been the poverty and deprivation of the Indian people. We are a poor country. What has he done in the last 12 years? He has made sure almost every Indian has a roof over the head, water in the tap, power in the switch, a toilet in the house, a gas stove, a bank account, money in the bank, food on the table, education for children, a road to the house, and an internet connection, a mobile phone, and health insurance. Once you give almost all people, the basic necessities of life, they become very different. This is a rich country with poor people. Nobody should suffer in this country for want of food, for want of medical care, for want of education facilities for children. And he has done that. Now, it is true that all prime ministers in India's history wanted to do that. Everybody wants to do that because they're leaders, they're elected by people, but they're not been successful. He's been able to execute it, bring in the programs, and use technology to do that. And it's had a tremendous impact on people today. People today criticize, after so much of growth, why do you need 80 crore people to get free food? But it is food security. You get free food because it is security, and once you get free food, you don't have to bother about your next meal. You bother about your children, you bother about your family, about work, how to earn money, etc. Very different people. And then two, we got very good economic growth despite the crisis that hit the world, the COVID crisis, once in 100 years. And we doubled our GDP. Per capita income has gone up from 78,000 to 2,25,000 in 10 years. And that is fantastic. We create more than 1.6 crore jobs a year. People must look at data from the EPFO, which gives you jobs data for the last 18 months. By age groups, by gender, by state, by industry classification, etc. And most leftists in Delhi don't even look at data, just shoot out the mouth, right? And globally, he has given us respect. Today, you go anywhere, they look up to you with respect. And he has taken an independent position in global affairs, making sure that we are friends with everybody, but India's national interest has always been there. I keep hearing these pitiful statements from people in Delhi and some people who claim to be experts. That India should have stood up to the US, stood up to this. How you stand up to what? To make any point? We should look at our national interest. What is the national interest? Buying oil from Russia is the national interest. Talking to President Trump is the national interest. Talking to Iran is the national interest. Not taking sides in the Israel-Iran war is the national interest. Not taking sides in Russia-Ukraine, national interest. And he has done that. And there's been a very honest government in Delhi. We don't hear of corruption scandal, which we heard with every government. Nobody has put their hand in the till that we know. People make some claim, but there's no proof. He has not put his hand in the till. And he's been a very humble prime minister, and he has focused on India's women. You talk to any woman all across. Women have got courage. Women have got hope. Women say, if anybody does injustice to them, मैं मोदी को बोलूंगी. Now that is tremendous. When the women of this country get full respect, when the women of this country get courage, when the women of this country feel they're respected, then they're very different. And that is the most important thing. Women are 50% of our population, and we must give them their due. It is sad that 8% of India's population, Muslim women, don't have equal rights. So I've been advocating that we need an Indian Women Right to Equality Act, so that all Indian women get the rights guaranteed by the Constitution in 1950. You can't have 8% of India's population not getting equal rights because of religion. Is unacceptable. It's unacceptable that we discriminate against women and keep quiet. It's not a society that we want to live. That's not a society promised to us by our founding fathers in 1950. So all these things have been done, and he has been very humble, very hardworking. He has is led by example. So I think he's been a boon to this country. And lastly, Meena, we must understand very clearly, for the last 100 years, there have been only two people whom I believe have traveled the nooks and corners of this country. Mahatma Gandhi, after he came back in 1915, I think, and then Narendra Modi. He has traveled all over. He knows a lot of people everywhere. He can recall. His memory is fantastic. Amazing. When he came to power in 2014, I went with him with Ashok Thakur, who was the education secretary, and told him about global education rankings. He saw Ashok Thakur and said, Ashok ji, वो program कर रहे थे ना हिमाचल प्रदेश में 10 साल पहले कैसा हुआ, क्या हुआ? Ashok was shocked. That man remembers even 10, 15, 20 years. His hard disk capacity is unbelievable. His memory is unbelievable. Great listener. He will listen to you patiently and speak back to you. He will assimilate everything. People say he doesn't have a degree, all the stupid thing. This man is brilliant. He's brilliant. His ability to understand facts, understand technology, understand what is happening, assimilate, come to decision, question is unbelievable. I'm told all bureaucrats in Delhi are very scared of presenting to him because he will not tolerate bullshit. He'll not tolerate fluff. He wants facts, and he'll point it out very clearly. So they have to work very hard. And I remember my friend who was a C&AG. He told me, Mohan, before Modi came, I used to go to office at 10:30, go to the club at 12 o'clock, have lunch, then play golf and go home. Now I have to come at 9 o'clock. I have to go at 7 o'clock. my life has become miserable.
The working culture has
I think the
changed.
work culture, see,
Yeah,
all
work
these
culture
things
has
you must
changed.
understand. It's not easy to govern this country. It's not easy to fight elections every other day. And it's not easy to travel everywhere. The man has done it. We must respect him. You can criticize him for some things, fine. But we must respect him for achievement. And I think he is the most successful Prime Minister in India's history. I don't want to say best and all that because it's a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
But most successful, you can't doubt that. It's based on data.
And not even taking one holiday in his.
He's a workaholic.
Yeah.
See, he's a very different person. He's a nationalist. He loves his country. Now, all of us are patriotic. All of us are nationalists. We love our country. Let's be clear. Okay, we love our country. We'll put our country first. So I think he's like that. He's put his country first. He has no family. He has given up all responsibilities. For him, his passion is India should be Viksit Bharat. And Viksit Bharat for whom? Not for himself. What does he have? I remember when he left Gujarat as the chief minister, whatever bank balance he had, he gave it away. Went to zero. Now, no bank balance. He has no home, nothing. No bank balance. He went there with a bag of clothes and that is it. Where do you get a person like that? We are very lucky to have him as Prime Minister. Look at Pandit Nehru. Good man, brilliant man, very arrogant, very self-serving. He tried to rub, the Chinese nose in the mud and China humiliated India. He degraded our military. We could not defend ourselves. He listened to Mountbatten and stopped the Indian army from vacating Pakistan from Jammu and Kashmir, and we still suffer from that. He put his own daughter, the Congress president. He destroyed all the Congress leadership
himself.
and brought in family rule. And now we suffer from this family rule for 4 generations, right? He destroyed the Congress party, make it a family rule. And I've got nothing against the family. But political parties should serve the people and not anybody else. And we see all these people doing that, right? And we say he's the greatest. We suffer for all Nehru's ills even today. Modi has not done any of these things wrong that Nehru did. And to go on valorizing Nehru and saying you can't criticize the man. See, Gandhiji is criticized, abused every single day. He becomes greater if you criticize him, abuse him. The same thing should apply to anybody. And Modi is criticized, abused every single day by 450 television channels, 2,000 newspapers, and people say there's no dissent in this country. It's all rubbish.
And they still talk about press freedom.
Yeah, they still talk of press freedom. They keep
press
writing
freedom.
nasty
Yeah,
articles. They keep putting fake narratives every single day across. Nothing happens to them. And it's a fight between the leftists globally with George Soros funding all of them and running fake narratives. Absolutely. And you've seen in Wikipedia, a group of people from India are writing something about the Hindu-American Federation, writing all kind of nonsense. I mean, the leftists have captured the media. They're trying to push the fake narrative, and the Indian people are resisting. And I think all of us who are patriotic, love our country, should stand up against and push them back.
Professor Udaya?
I think, firstly, thank you, Meenaji, for putting together this fantastic panel. One thing is, I come from a strong technology background. So today I'm a professor of practice, trying to, transform some of the universities and colleges and institutions. So coming from a technology background, I have seen how bad shape the industry was, especially the telecom industry in 2013. I was, one of the prominent leaders of the industry, and I'm still as a opinion maker and influencer. 2023, our telecom industry was in bad shape, full scams and lakhs of rupees scams about. I think when Modi came, in fact, we celebrated, in some way, Independence Day in when Modi came in 2014, May. In fact, all of us got together to celebrate. And I have been, since 2014, I have been through all the major pillars of the industry that Modi has launched. In fact, I have also been part of the launch. Let's take Digital India. Let's take Startup India, Make in India. All this, I think, set the foundation for today's India's, and I would say, rise as a digital power, technological power. And the whole world is talking about it. I think, as Mr. Pai said, I think fake narratives are, I would say, in some way diluting, but we are moving. I know it better. I architected the first internet for the country under Honorable Prime Minister Vajpayee. And today, I think we have used that foundation to build Digital India. Ma'am, I am from Bangalore, okay? Though I have completely nationalist, moved around, all around the world and the country. Not an exaggeration, in 2014, we only had 400 startups. I think Sir will, validate this. Only 400 startups. Today, go to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs ledger. We have 200,000 startups in 12 years. Phenomenal rise. And Sarvam is the newest unicorn. 135 unicorn, from 0 unicorns to 135 unicorn. Is it any mean achievement? Fantastic, I think. And the internet speeds have gone up. And further, sir talked about Viksit Bharat. I am one of the biggest fanboy of Viksit Bharat, because at least the whole country has a vision to go after. Did we have any vision at all before 2030? No, we were just monotonously and robotically working. Maybe we were doing well.
What would you say was the reason for that?
I think he has set a vision.
No, I mean earlier to him. Why did we not have a vision?
I think it is, people were mostly, they did not have a national, self-serving.
Family was the vision.
Correct. Family was the vision. They did not have a nationalist view. They were not patriots. They were just going through the motion. Yes. And you see, wherever I go to IITs, IIMs and multiple, and even the most humble of institutions, everywhere people are energized about Viksit Bharat. They said, sir, and these are the Gen Zs, the students are Gen Z. They are going to build Viksit Bharat. They're so excited. In fact, when I, simple thing, ma'am, when I stand up in, let's say, an IIT Jodhpur and start my speech, I start with Bharat Mata Ki Jai. The whole auditorium reverberates with Bharat Mata Ki Jai. This is something I learned from, why are we shy?
Why are we shy?
Yes. When we go to an IIM, should we not say Bharat Mata Ki Jai? These are the things.
Yes. Along with Bharat Mata Ki Jai, we should also tell Vande Mataram.
Correct. So
nothing wrong in that.
Absolutely. In fact, we play the Vande Mataram and we also say Jain. Ma'am, one important point today, I think sir has been in heated debates across the Twitter and social media and all. Apart from Digital India, Startup India, Make in India and all these platforms, the one which is going to drive India for the future is the semiconductor mission, the quantum mission, the AI mission, and the fourth most important was missing is the green corridor. People are questioning how will we build data centers. We are like, energy surplus on the green energy side. So these are the things which will drive India to the future. And yes, there will be road humps, there will be, I would say, challenges, but we are all there up to it. I think senior people like us, we will inspire the youth, we will inspire the Gen Z and take Prime Minister Modi's vision forward for Viksit Bharat 2047.
Thank you, Professor. And Dr. Sharan, your comments.
So for me, I think thank you very much for having me on the show, but most importantly, I think is self-belief that we are a great race. That is for me, the first thing for me, till around 2000, I always thought we were inferior, the West is great, we would never get there. In school and when we came, all of us were like that, sir. We were always thinking, looking at others and things like that. For me personally, the turning point was when Saurav Ganguly removed his t-shirt and rotated it in lots. When he saw the Australians eye to eye, I realized our time has come. We can look at anybody and, but see, eventually you have to play the game. See, you have to be good at what you do. You can't just twist this one and then go and get out first ball. So that he said, you play hard, you work hard, the world is yours to conquer. And then the second man who did that was Modi. We used to keep hearing the Gujarat model, we would look at it, maybe experience once in a while, but we now had a first-hand experience until he actually became the Prime Minister of this country. Because Bangalore was doing great, but we had such a corrupt thing here. We had accepted the fact that this is the way our life is, this is Anabara, our fate, our destiny, whatever it is. This man turned it around and made us believe that one man can turn it around. And that's when I started saying, if he's saying do something, we should do our small favor.
Doc, you are a very brilliant, accomplished man. You are saying all this that
of course,
somebody
sir.
gave you confidence.
Of course, sir, I'm telling you.
You could work in any country in the world, you could go anywhere, you're among the top 0.001% of the world.
I'm not saying no to all of that. I want to be a neurosurgeon from 8th standard, I live my dream, but yet the 10% you need, sir, that killer instinct to make it happen. And I think that if, for me, he may set up all the missions, but if you don't have the killer instinct to get there, and cricket for me is a great place to demonstrate, because from where we were losing all that time, it was a given, to today we are not even not only ruling the cricket, but ruling the commerce. And people are not liking it. I'm loving the fact that they're not liking it. And the IPL, so I think the time has come for us to do that. My second time, what happened in 2015, I went to Japan to do a fellowship, that guitar surgery thing. There, every time I would say I'm from India, the Japanese would say, Indians, very intelligent. First time I experienced this in any country I went. Secondly, they would say zero. First two fellows was 0. I was wondering, why is he saying zero? Are you zero? Then I realized we are given zero to the world. That's when I realized, sir, that we are a great race. We can rule this world.
Why didn't you
No.
believe it?
In India, I'm saying, see, Indians outside are doing well. I think for me, even today, I think this chelta hai attitude we have, our tolerance to mediocrity and poor work ethics, I think these are the three things that are stopping us from conquering the world. If we do these three things, sir, I think the world is for us to conquer. And use all the schemes that he has given us, and I think that's...
No, as a doctor, where are we in the medical area? Are we state of the art?
Sir, yes or no to that? Yeah, for sure. See, if when I see USA is 1/5 India's population, they have about 15,000 neurosurgeons. India, when I became a neurosurgeon, we were 800 neurosurgeons in the country. Today we are 2,500 neurosurgeons. So that means that education we still have to catch up, because neurosurgery is 6 years training up to 5.5 years MBBS. But when I joined this practice in neurosurgery, only 2-3 districts in Karnataka had neurosurgery. Everybody else had to come here, and they would die on the way, especially strokes. And today, most of the districts have a local neurosurgeon. They got MRI, they got cath lab. So already it has got decentralized. So definitely the primary care has already got decentralized.
You said the medical facilities have improved
Of course,
over a period of time.
of course. See, the beauty is, Vijay, see the same MRI machine, the same microscope. And when I was training the main Manipal Hospital, MHB Airport Road, when I was there in 1990s, the professor of neurosurgery from Stockholm, Sweden came. He saw the microscope, oh, you have this microscope. We've been trying for the last 5 years to get it. So that's when you...
But how is the quality of care?
Quality of care is fantastic, because I'm not saying just because I'm here, because I have friends everywhere. We see the quality of care, what's happening there, and at a fraction of the cost. The key is not only that, because we understand, you see, my professor of neurosurgery from Japan says, a fool with a tool is still a fool. We have the numbers here.
Yeah.
We have numbers to learn from our patients, and I think that is the biggest thing for us.
What I have seen is, from 2014 onwards, whatever the one thing what Modi always says is, whatever the medical facilities a tier 1 guys, a city guys
Every
gets,
citizen should get it.
every citizen should get it. Whether
No
he's in tier
compromise.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No compromise.
No compromise.
Human life is important.
Human life is important. That's what
We should have
he always
capacity.
banks.
Sir, I think you come from a Manipal group. We can boldly say city like Bangalore is the healthcare capital of India. And it has we have seen the transformation in the last 12 to 14 years.
But Uday, you know what's happened? See, the democratizing finance he did with UPI, democratizing healthcare is very important. Because today you're seeing all the corporates are being controlled by outsiders, sir. The cost of care in corporate hospitals is abysmally high. I will not agree with the fact that you need that kind of money to pay that kind of care facility at all. So we need to democratize it. We need to make sure that it is affordable for the common man. I think if we do that, I think the world is for us to rule.
Sir, he is a big proponent of AI in healthcare. In fact, he participates. Yes.
But tell me, Doc, are you working harder than you did 15 years back?
Sir,
Being maybe 100 times more successful? What, Meena?
Yeah.
Sir, it's a very interesting question. I'm one of the few doctors who always say I have a lot of time.
Really?
Yeah, I have a lot of time. In fact, in 2011, when India-Australia, like I was crazy about India-Australia cricket match, test match happened in Chinnaswamy Stadium, I took off and sat 5 days, sir, in the stadium morning to evening, because I wanted to, we won the match. And people, so the point is, I have the freedom of time to do what I want to do. I work hard, I have time for myself, but I think that's where the government, see, sir, I have released time for paying the electricity bill. Paying the water bill, I don't even have to worry about the bill. The bill gets picked up by somebody or gets paid by somebody, I just get the beep. So that is where life has become so easy for us, so we can focus on things that we are good at doing.
So you become more productive.
Yes.
100%. I think,
Thank you very much for having me on your show. First, I would like to congratulate you for having an extremely distinguished panel today, and each of them have set a mark in their own field, whether it is Mohandas Pai or Professor Uday or Dr. Sharan. See, having said that, what I say is, we are fortunate to have witnessed the two scenarios, before 2014 and after 2014, until 2026. See, last week, having said that, last week, it was a historic day for all of us, and Modi completing 4,399 days in office. See, what I say is, it is not about serving long. What has been achieved in the last 12 years, that matters. What I'm see, whatever the facts that I'm going to put forth is a fact. We all have seen, we all are witness to it, and it is not just a rhetoric. See, I'll give you some of the facts. As of 15th June 2026, Narendra Modi continuous tenure in executive office can be broken up as follows. See, Chief Minister of Gujarat from 7th October 2001 to 22nd May 2014, 12 years, 227 days.
Oh, he's been Prime Minister more than Chief Minister now?
Yeah. And Prime Minister of India, 26th May 2014, continuing 15th June 2026, he has completed 12 years, 20 days. Approximately 4,400 consecutive days. If you take the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister data together, he has been in the executive office for almost 9,018 days. That means 24 years and 251 days. So, I again tell, it is not about the long term. What have you achieved in this 12 years is matters what? To the country and to the people of this. See, let me say, in this 12 years, I would like to put forth certain 12 important points that Modi has achieved. See, I have a long list of achievements that he has done sector-wise, infrastructure, medical, social, and digital, all those things. See, I have put forth, I have collated all those things, and these are the 12 things that he has done for the country as a nationalist, as a true Indian. Okay, one is the Operation Sindoor. If Operation Sindoor had not happened, the act of terror would have been called as act of war. The second is vaccinating billion Indians twice within a year. 3, 100 million LPG connections. 4, Article 370 abrogation. 5, Balakot strike. 6th, 112 million Swachh Bharat toilets. 7, 430 million Ayushman Bharat cards. So, how the medical facilities, when he talks about each and every citizen should get the similar kind of treatment what a city man gets across the country, every citizen.
I want to add here. See, what nobody realizes what the Ayushman Bharat card has done is, see, it is predominantly used in the government hospitals. But otherwise, the poor patient, the government hospital to waive off his fee, they were losing money. So it was a double whammy. The patient was not paying, so he was getting compromised care. The government was bleeding, the hospital was bleeding. Now the insurance is paying the hospital.
Paying the government hospital.
Paying the
So the
government
government hospital no longer needs the money to survive. So they can now look at expansion. So it's amazing that it has had so many benefits by just one action of doing that Ayushman Bharat.
And the 8th one is 50,000 kilometers of highways, which has brought in a lot of economic prosperity. The 9th is Citizenship Amendment Act. Okay, that is one thing. And 10th is 110 million water connections. It has saved n number of lives for this country. And the 11th is 600 million Jan-Dhan accounts. Okay, and the last but not the least, privatization of Air India, which used to burn the taxpayers' money. The way he took the decision to privatize Air India, I will tell you, these are, see, you should be strong enough, bold enough to take these kind of decisions. Your 9,018 days does not matter. Within the 12 years, what have you done? What is the decision that you have taken to give back to the country, give back to the nation, give back to the people? He has saved.
Do you think that many people do not give him enough credit because he achieved all this and made it look so easy?
Yeah,
Correct.
That's the main.
I agree,
See,
sir. Sometimes
See,
looks too
I will
That's
tell
the
you,
point,
I will
yeah.
tell
It's
you
too easy.
Because he achieved so much on a scale,
And-
so much,
yeah.
people take it for granted. Yen madudro, ashtena.
See, what happens is, see, people don't understand. Before 2014, we all have experienced, who are in this room, including the cameramen, in the people here. When you go to the any of the toll plaza, we used to spend 2.5 hours paying one toll. This one. Today, we don't even spend 2 seconds. We don't see that is the kind of the development we have seen. And who should get that credit? The leader of this country should get this credit. So these are the what I say is what I have seen in the last 12 years. As an individual and as a partyman, India is safe and secure and can think about prosperity under Modi's leadership. This is what I say, Meena.
So coming back to, I think most of the points have been covered by Vijay. When we look at the last 12 years, the focus on physical and digital infrastructure, from UPI to the expansion of highways, which we release, has been relentless. Realize, in your view, which of these development pivots has been the most transformative for the average Indian, and what is the next frontier for this growth?
Meena, Narayan Murthy told me something in Infosys. We had one of the first ATM machines in our campus. So he said, I went to that ATM machine and I found the office boy standing in the queue. I stood behind him. The office boy said, sir, you must come in front, you are chairman. He said, no, we should stand in the queue. Then he asked him, what do you like about this? He said, sir, that ATM machine doesn't look at your face. It treats everybody equally. Now that is what digitization has done to the people of this country. We had a system where your face mattered. Meena, I used to go to Vidhan Sauda very often earlier. If you go to Vidhan Sauda from the Rajbhavan side, there are policemen, there's a gate, and I used to go in my small car. I got a small car. I used to wear my chappals and wear a kurta and go. The policeman will always look at me and say, Yaru, Yenu, Yake. And I used to stand there to explain to him. And every day a dog used to go inside. No check. The dog, they used to leave in the inside quadrangle. There's some 20 dogs, you know that. When I stand there, when a crooked contractor comes in a Benz with a suit, they salute him. That's how we are treated. They saw your face and treated you. Now everybody is equal. Anywhere you go, like you said, toll plaza, everybody is equal, you can bust through.
But
you
everybody
can
has to pay,
UPI, UPI, you have to pay. UPI. You can make the payment. It's amazing. You go to rural areas, you go UPI.
Beggar has UPI, sir.
You go to any shop thing, that woman sitting there will give you UPI. She's unlettered maybe, semi-educated, but she knows how to do it. She'll calculate everything. She's brilliant. And you pay, and the mamu who comes there, cannot harass her and take away the money, because they used to beat up and take away the money. Now they don't have to go to bank, put the money. They don't have to keep the cash at home. And because the money comes to the bank account, the bank will give them credit. All vendors get credit. Look at the transformation of a life. But the funny thing is that the case in UP in a lower court, where, if you go to court, the judge sits here and clerk sits here. You got to pay the clerk money in front of the judge to take the case up. Otherwise, he won't do it. So what happened? There was the doorkeeper there, and he had a QR code. So instead of paying him, he used to pay him. And somebody captured put it in the media and became a big thing. So look at the transformation, what has happened. And, many of the policemen have got accounts with QR code. You see, but our life, our productivity has changed. Health card, you can go and get it done. Cashless payments. 22 billion transaction, about 29 lakh crores is being paid. All right. And if you want to go, you get money into your bank. Everybody's got a bank account. Money comes to you. Farmers get money. For about 2.5 lakh crores have been saved because of corruption. See, your life has become easier. Your life has become much better. Like Doc said, you're not wasting doing trivial things.
And you don't carry cash.
See, to pay your telephone bill, you have to stand in the queue.
So first find parking, sir. You have to find where do I go, what do I do, how traffic hogi then out,
Sir, what I would like to say here is, see, when you talk about what is the most transformation in this one, okay? When Prime Minister Modi introduced UPI inside the parliament, he was ridiculed day in and day out. I don't want to take the name. Probably it's okay to P. Chidambaram. P. Chidambaram, he said, where will a small Kothumbar Soppu guy, sabji wala guy go and get 2 rupees 75 paisa? Where will they go and find the battery, electricity? Is it possible? Today we are talking about 18 billion plus transactions a month in UPI.
Largest
Vijay.
in the world.
Largest in the world.
That video that goes around is he's saying, you expect that uneducated village lady to have a POC machine? Where's the internet? Where's the connection? And then, this one side video. The other side video is that guy who brings that bull. And he's got the bull has got a QR code on top. Bull is got. That next, it's just amazing. And somebody is scanning that. That is how it is.
That
Yes,
is the
democratic-
transformation. That is the
Exactly.
transformation of life he has brought
No,
in for the
Vijay,
last
what
10
I want you to
years.
understand is if P. Chidambaram, with all his intelligence and intellectual
Arrogance.
arrogance, he could not visualize UPI. And imagine if you had ruled for another 10 years.
And
where
this
would have
man,
been?
this man, whom they say doesn't have a degree,
Exactly.
didn't go abroad, didn't go to
That's
Harvard
what
and
I'm
all that
saying.
rubbish, he could do it. Look at that.
That's
And
what's the
imagine,
bottom
he was
line.
our finance minister,
Yes.
home minister,
Yes.
Guiding
commerce
everybody.
minister.
And he tried to subvert Aadhaar. He tried to subvert Aadhaar.
Support
Remember?
Aadhaar. So,
Ma'am,
these
see,
are,
one thing I think he also talked. See, being a technologist, I have seen that fantastic transformation. I talked about the startup. I'll tell you, last 12 years, even ministers and many people were using the term techade. We are in the techade. Means everything runs on technology. From this Kothambari Soppu purchase to rockets, everything is on tech. What I have noticed in the last 12 months, India has done exceedingly, not just in technology. I think he talked about, I think even Dr. Sharan talked about, Indians are intelligent. We are in today India's intelligent decade. Okay? Real intelligence, and also we are considered as the, I would say, the skill capital of the world for AI, quantum and all these technology. Why intelligent decade? We are winning all the chess tournaments. What more validation that you want? And it is happening under the inspiration of Modi.
And who is winning it? Small town people.
And youngsters.
Not the so-called
Yes,
rich.
yes.
Exactly.
People
Yes.
who come up in difficult
People
circumstances.
told me that the Jews are excellent in chess and Russians are excellent chess. There's no depression in these countries because they are extremely good at chess and they are intelligent. I think that concept is coming to India. We are showing our
We're
intelligence.
the home of chess.
Yes,
Exactly.
And we invented
We
chess.
invented chess.
And today I see youngsters, instead of looking down, having this slave mentality, colonialized mind, people are looking up.
No, Uday, I'll tell you what it is. Unless you were convent educated with the good English, you couldn't look at anybody else. Today, nobody cares.
Doc, look at IPL. The fastest bowlers in the world come and play. And this fellow hitting over that for a six. He doesn't care. Who he is, what he is,
Exactly.
doesn't care. Earlier it would never happen. Hit him over the head for a straight six. That fellow is saying, "Yen madodu."
Sir, that was started by Sehwag, sir. What's the logic? Ball is to be hit, I hit the ball. That's what period.
I don't care about reputation. I don't
Exactly.
care who he is.
I agree.
And Shoaib Akhtar came and bowled. He did this and six. Who cares? See, that is the confidence. And they're all from small towns.
Yes, small towns.
See, they're not the urban elite. It's a small town with fire.
Ma'am, I always say,
Sir, Mohammad
small
Siraj
towns, I always, my vision for my life is to discover the Steve Jobs of India in a small town. And he will come. That is my thing. Ma'am, one more thing I want to talk is the sports. Because I come from a school sports and I did not choose cricket. I was a hockey player, trained under an Olympian. India's hockey was washed out till 2013 or 2014. Today we have won a Olympic, bronze medal, hockey and badminton. Hockey, badminton, chess, cricket, so much of inspiration. Athletics.
Archery.
Look
world
at
leader.
Yes.
world leaders,
Yes.
archery.
I think, the only now the missing ambition is we have to enter the Olympics or the World Cup in football. That we will do. In the next decade, we will do that. I think holistic improvement, holistic transformation of the country, Bharat. Truly Bharat Mata Ke Jai.
Yeah. Doctor, you were talking about the COVID period and what you experienced as a doctor, because that's the area where people really don't know what happened. Can you tell us?
So, see, when the COVID hit, obviously it hit everybody with the same thing. I think COVID was the most democratic virus. It didn't matter who it was, everybody got it. There were people who brought. No, sir, all the rich people thought, I won't get it, I'll get a bed. Everybody's in the same line.
No. Why he is telling democratic? Because even a communist will get it, even a leftist will get it. Leftists will get it.
So it actually normalized the whole situation. Says, I am in the same queue. There were people, businessmen bringing sacks of money and said, take the money, give me oxygen. There was no oxygen to give. This is the reality of the process. The first wave was not so much of a problem because it was just preventive and stuff like that. When I saw the government crank up capacity, That was unbelievable. Whether it's simple things like PPE to ventilators to everything else. They manufactured, they sorted, they made sure it distributed. See, what I think Modi's government is great for is the last mile connection. You know, a lot of people are talking, nobody's delivering on the ground. They are not, crossing the ice and,
But, doctor, you remember the time when people doubted Modi saying that, see, this injection is the
vaccine.
Yeah.
The vaccine is an amazing story, and again it was got by the leftists. The Western guys wanted us to buy their vaccine, minus 70 degrees centigrade. Who has the fridge? Where is the power and everything else? So a lot of people called me during the vaccine time. Doc, is the vaccine safe? I said, I don't know. I have taken it. And we were the guinea pigs, no? The frontline workers, we were the guinea pigs first.
Yes,
Truthfully. We were the first guys who told. He said, you took Covaxin or Coshi? I said, I don't know. I went and showed my shoulder. She pricked me. I exactly said this to everybody. I said, exactly. I said, I don't care because I trust the government. They're giving me the vaccine. They don't want me to die because I have to treat the patients. That's the reality of the process. And we have trusted the government. So what is your excuse? Sir, you won't believe it, sir. My auntie and uncle in Canada have taken 7 COVID vaccines. 7. And every year they're taking. I said, that's the reality because the vaccine is useless. I have told we have forgotten COVID.
Yes.
It's become like away in the list. One more idli beka, sambar beka, COVID beka. No,
Ma'am, I think, even the same COVID.
Nobody cares today.
Same COVID, I have a lot of Indian American friends. I laugh at them. They used to show me a certificate, handwritten, signed in a hospital. I sent them my, digital certificate, which came in 10 minutes after that vaccination.
So to complete what I'm saying, COVID demonstrated the capability, the ingenuity, the jugaad and everything else. My problem is we are great when it's like working after the examination date is announced. We are not proactive. I think the same seriousness, we anticipate a problem and build towards it. I think that itself will solve half the problem.
We have to build resilience.
Yes, we build resilience and we anticipate it, and that's what is the strength of a good citizenship or a good country. I think that's where we should go to.
One thing, what I would like to add, what Doctor said, during the COVID time, when the Prime Minister requested most of the manufacturing, especially the garment industry, when he requested, they started manufacturing the gloves, syringes. Until then, we were depending on Thailand and other countries, and most of the garment industries they turned overnight into a gloves manufacturing, syringes, and all those things. Along with that, by the end of 2022. Can you imagine India showcasing vaccine Maitri and supplying Covaxin and Covishield for almost 100 countries?
100 countries.
100 countries.
Yes.
And you tell me the US had the audacity to come and tell us India will get last after vaccinating Americans. This is the challenge what the Prime Minister as a country took.
No. You see, the important thing is, US always puts national interest first. The white people do it. We were the suckers who put the world interest first and screwed up our own people. Pardon my language. Modi is the first prime minister said, India first for me. I'll take care of my people, I'll take care of the world. Simultaneously. Whereas the West says, first me, leftovers for you.
See, again, India showed, Prime Minister showed what Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is.
True.
Yes, it's really.
Ma'am, see, when Prime Minister Modi went to Fiji, the Prime Minister came and fell at his feet. The reason he said, you saved our people by giving COVID vaccine.
So truthfully, sir, yes. After the second round of the vaccine, we forgot COVID. The third wave came, fourth wave came. Nobody. People are. I knew my cousins still testing, sir. Having to tell. 2 years after I forgot. I said, what is wrong with you? Canada and US They have the testing kit in their house. I said, we don't even care. It is forgotten. So I think, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So that's when you realize. See, there are 100 things that are not working.
Doc, you think many Indians are not grateful for the great performance and take it for granted?
Sir, I think all these people are, always look at the thing that's not working, sir. The 100 things that are not working. Sir, American health system is one of the worst, sir. One of the worst. The UK, though, it's NHS, there was already an article 2 years ago. King Charles was lying on a trolley for 24 hours. Imagine, sir. There are people in emergency in US, they have to wait for 4 hours. They say, you're not serious, keep quiet. They do not understand how effective we are. So that is what is they have two different standards, because the issue is not the expectation. They want to put the country down. With the thing that we don't know what's today, with the internet that everybody knows what's happening everywhere. They can't hide the facts today. So that is, I remember I was sitting in my OPD in Bhagwan Mahavir Jain Hospital. I heard somebody shouting at my secretary outside. I went out to see one fellow with chaddi. The moment I saw his chaddi, I knew he must have IT fellow who's come from US. I mean, that's the classic thing. He was shouting with an accent. I said, what happened? No, sir, my father has asked for a test. He's saying we have to wait for 3 hours. There was no appointment. Then I told him, sir, you're from US, it looks like. He said, yes. You have two choices. Either you take your dad to US and wait for 3 months, or wait for 2 hours, I'll get it done.
Correct.
Because it's not possible, sir. MRI is 3 months waiting. You can't go anywhere and just walk into.
But tell me, doc, we have a situation where today people like Meena and others are doing podcasts freely. We are not subject to the controlled media of the earlier era, right?
Correct. Absolutely, sir.
Huh?
Yes, freedom of speech. Yes.
Freedom of speech.
Yes.
True
we
freedom
cannot
of
talk
speech.
freely.
Yes. And that is democratized information distribution, sir. Before information was controlled by a few people on Yelabeko, now Kelabeko. Today it's not there. I have a counter view. I can put it back and I can say what is on.
So people are free to express opinion now?
Absolutely, sir.
See, we all know how press was controlled during the emergency time. We all know.
Emergency, all the time.
My friend, wait, I'll tell you something. I met a very eminent political leader from Karnataka who won the election, recent election, 3 years back. He told me, Nodappa, ಮೀಡಿಯಾಗೆಲ್ಲಾಗೂ ತಿಂಗ್ಳು 6 ತಿಂಗಳ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. He's been paying money to them. He told us. He's been paying money for 6 months. You guys lost because you never paid money. You understand? So that is the media that controlled us. Now because of internet, people like Candid Meera, you should also take money from them and do exactly what you want to do. Don't lose that opportunity. Like in Tamil Nadu, I've been told
Everybody took money from
they took money from both the parties and voted for Vijay. That was by being smart. So why miss an opportunity for all this corruption to spend the money?
Still, see, people talk about the opposition talks more about how the press is controlled. We don't have freedom of speech. The media is controlled by Modi. No, it is not, sir. Every day in and day out, Modi, the Prime Minister, and Modi is abused day in and day out.
See, I don't think that makes any difference, Vijay, because see, everybody can see the counter viewpoint. If somebody sitting in the West wants to keep on listening to that, so be it. We are guests. What does it matter to us? We are progressing.
One important point, I think people talk, what is Modi's achievement? I think the productivity has been the best. Recently, sir, I was in the AI summit in Delhi, all the 4 or 5 days, February. See, the whole summit was named AI Impact Summit. Modi is giving attention, saying that we want to see true results, not just photo ops and show and things like that. The whole world descended in Delhi. All the top, the CEOs, French Prime Minister Macron was there. So many guys came. I think that showed that we are truly in an intelligent decade.
But why do you have doubt Indians are not intelligent?
I think
we have become
people,
intelligent.
yes.
We have become intelligent. Why do you should not have doubt?
No.
Indians have always been intelligent.
Yes.
What we lacked was opportunity.
No, we are in an intelligent decade, sir.
No, I understand.
Decade,
But
yes.
what we lacked was opportunity,
Correct,
right?
opportunity.
We now have opportunity.
And opportunity for everybody equally.
Yes.
But why are we still insecure about opportunity?
No. I think, sir, that has changed. At least I don't.
No. But what I take is whenever I go out for the campaign or for the political work, most of the intelligent people live in tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Most intelligent people.
More intelligent people live in tier 2, tier 3 towns.
So we are all foolish living in
No.
I think there's less.
I'm not saying.
Sir,
I'm not saying that.
Less distraction in the rural side.
A lot of intelligent people live there.
A lot of intelligent people live there.
Sharon is a globally renowned doctor. Nivang mata bitre hinge.
See, that's the reality.
But they're getting opportunity. A lot of intelligent people are there all over the country. All of them are getting opportunity, showcase themselves, and they never had the opportunity. They were ignored. That's correct.
Sir,
Absolutely.
Rural side, I go to Mangalore, Bantwal and all those places. Rural side, there's less distraction.
How that?
100%, because you can say social media, we spend 4 hours in the traffic. They don't have to do that. So they don't have to do that. They are spending, even if they spend on social media and reading and so, truly they are less distraction and they are very innocent.
And
they are
very well read.
Very well read.
Today information is available to them. Lot more information. Free information.
And the fire in the belly to succeed, sir. They
Fire in
want
the belly.
the fire in the. I'm telling you, sir, that is the most important thing. Sir. If you may go to the best school, if you don't have the fire in the belly to succeed, nothing will change.
You tell us, as our anchor, what do you feel about 10, 12 years of Modi? What has impressed you the most?
See, if you ask me personally, I love traveling all over India without even 1 rupee in my pocket.
Really?
Yes.
UPI, digital payment. She is talking about the digital payment.
But I thought you're so famous, everybody sponsors you and pays for you.
Cash.
No, she is famous. I know so
Cashless.
many. Yes. Cashless.
So I feel so safe.
And you feel safe.
Yes.
Sir, I'll tell you, I travel a lot. I'm sure you are also in your Infosys career. I always used to check my wallet whether minimum I have 5,000 rupees cash. Recently, last 2 years, I've been traveling to Shillong. From Shillong city, 100 kilometers away, forest. Chai shop. No exaggeration. I have the photo. Tea shop with a UPI QR code. 100 kilometers from
And
Shillong.
even
Shillong itself
in
is so...
most of the, and one more thing, Uday, see what the digital payment has done is most of the, earlier we had MasterCard and Visa card. Now we have RuPay card, Indian owned RuPay card. And most of the RuPay card issued by most of the bank is linked to your UPI. Is linked to your UPI. You don't have to necessarily link to your debit card. Now you can also link to your credit card. That is the transformation we are talking about.
But Meena, as a woman, what do you feel? See, in every society in the world, women come last in line. It's a patriarchy. And Modi has changed that in
Yes,
India.
absolutely.
You meet a lot of Indian women, you travel. Do Indian women feel safer, more confident, more optimistic than earlier?
So what I feel is that, see, because I come from the South, South Indian women are independent. If you look at them.
Braver.
Yes, much more brave. But in the North, women were scared of so many things. They couldn't walk out at night. They needed their brother or their uncle to walk. There was no security. Now they have the financial, backing. Everything, they become independent, and that's changed. So I think the North and the other areas have benefited even more, women-wise.
And what about young girls?
They're safe and they're independent. So now they're
So they're getting better educated.
Yes.
They want
The
to
toilets,
work. They
sir.
want to
Yeah.
build their
Toilets
careers.
has
They're
made
going
them
out.
last
Huh?
in school. See, I don't know whether you know about this. The girls, especially after they attained menarche, because of those problems and no toilets in the school for women, for the girls, they used to drop out of school. The toilets made
Yes.
them last in school. That itself was the
Yeah.
single biggest achievement of the toilets that they did. So coming back to the my personal thing, gas connection.
Oh.
I always used to ask my mother when I was a kid, why do we need subsidy? I have never understood that. She said, nobody's asking us to give it up. Nobody's saying,
We all give it up.
Yeah, we all
When-
give
when
it
he
up. With
asked
one
us-
call. And with one call,
That's what
give
he-
subsidy.
And we gave it up. I'll tell you what, we got a certificate. I mean, how many people acknowledge to say thank you? I mean, it may be such a silly thing, but it makes such a big difference that somebody is acknowledging your move. And that made such a big difference. So he balanced the whole thing of taking subsidy from here and giving here so that the exchequer did not get an additional benefit of what is going on.
And to add to what Sharan is saying, the Ujjwala scheme, okay, now we have so many millions of household having gas connection. Earlier to it, the women of the house used to burn the woods. And the Ujjwala scheme has saved almost 150,000 lives every day. Every day, 150,000 lives is saved.
Doc, was it a real problem?
Yes.
Cooking with wood and
Yes,
cooking with
because
cow dung and all that?
the respiratory illnesses was a big thing, sir. The asthma and everything else. And then the dust goes and sits inside. So it's a short-term problem, medium-term problem, long-term problem.
Long-term problem.
So all of the three
and
things
that
are
is the
there.
same thing. That is the same thing. Even the tap water connection, Jal Jeevan Mission. That is what even
This loose motion, the infectious disease.
Minaji, I want to, because, sir talked about a right topic, women. I am a minority at home, 2 daughters and a wife. So, women empowerment is my favorite topic. So, I am part of an initiative under IIM Bangalore, funded by the central government, called, Women Entrepreneurship. It is, one of the best program because I go around the state, Dharwad, Hubli, Mangalore, Mysore. This cottage industries, it is encourage cottage industry for entrepreneurship. Easily, these women are earning just 10 to 12,000 rupees. That getting added to the family income because husband is drunkard, he's spending all the money, they used to suffer. Kid cannot go to school or college because no money, because this man is either a drunkard. These are the small things which have impacted people don't realize. We travel to the interiors, we know about it.
To add to what
why are so many women voting for Modi, and why are more women voting than men all across India?
They are the decision makers. You look at home.
But more women are voting than earlier.
Yeah, because
last
they
year
know.
election.
So he's guaranteeing.
Sir, I'll tell you the answer to that, sir. They were interviewing some Muslim women in Muzaffarpur or somewhere in this one said, why did you vote for Modi? He said, first time I've got electricity and water in my house. If I don't vote, I will lose that because somebody else comes to power. He says, I have to ensure that he remains in power. It is said in open camera. And I thought, whoa, that is true because eventually that's the impact on the ground.
And one more thing, what to Uday.
You answer this question first, then you tell.
I'll tell you.
Why are more women voting?
I will tell you.
And why are more women voting for
I'll
Modi?
tell you. See, why? Because, see, he has brought in such a kind of scheme. Mudra Yojana and PM Swanidhi Yojana. These are the two. See, the women of the home, they started becoming entrepreneurs. They started providing employment to others. So they got an opportunity. They are not confined to kitchen anymore. They are not confined to the four walls inside the home.
But here, Vijay, can I tell you a problem? See, because when I told our maids and all that, see, you utilize this. There is a middleman in that as well, Vijay. At least in Karnataka, I'm noticing. These people say that we can't get these facilities because there are middle people who say you pay us so much. Yeah, and then so it's not going directly, at least in Karnataka.
See, now, see, what I would like to say is, having said that, whatever, keeping this one on this one, but most of the here, see, it might be a one-off case in Karnataka. We know what Karnataka situation is. I don't want to go into it. If you take the other larger aspects, each of the women have got an opportunity for themselves to come out of the cocoon, and then they have proved themselves that they are equal to men. And PM has ensured that they excel. You take it now, the women, this one are holding the command position of a platoon, and they are flying the aircraft, fighter jet aircraft. So these are the things, and to answer Mohandas' question, and these are the reasons why women go out and freely vote for Modi.
Sir, I want to give, I read this somewhere, I got to validate it. I heard that all the PM Awas Yojana houses are registered in the women's name.
Yes.
Registered in the women's name. Because that is an amazing idea. You know, that is the first thing. And talking about this corruption and all of it, I have one entire generation. Our brain has to be rebooted here. Because, sir, what will one man do on top if these guys are still with the old software they're keeping, they're doing this.
You an app Mari, sir.
Marvek, sir. Reboot the whole fellows, I'm telling you. You know,
you're a neurosurgeon, app Mari.
You put Saka Mara, sir. Like, check, I think it'll be a big.
Take about one small example, okay? The Lambani people. The Lambani people, they did not have a single land in their name. When the PM gave them the patras, they did not carry like this. They carried on their head. And they were so overwhelmed by the love the PM Modi has shown to them. Getting a land patra in their name, it was next to nothing. So and only Modi could do such kind of things. And that is the leadership.
Now tell me, this is an interesting thing. I said Modi is possibly the most traveled person in the country, along with Gandhi.
That's my next year.
In the Gandhi. Does Modi understand the pain and problem of all Indians, poor Indians, tribals, and people who are living in forests and all? And Pahadis. Does he understand the problem of all of them? You think that is why he's able to come out with schemes to take care of all of them?
See, one thing what I would like to say is...
No, that's an important question because...
I think so, sir. The simple answer, yes, sir.
If you don't understand their pain, what will you do?
Because the way he has addressed it, it is not carpet bombing, sir. It's not a vaccination
program. It's not carpet bombing.
No, it's not.
Sir, most important, unlike an entitled opposition leader, you know the person, Modi is a grassroots man. He's come from the grassroots
there
level.
Are many grassroots people, but they're not traveled all over. That's the problem.
Yes, that's
the difference with the Modi is he has his ears to the ground. He is mostly connected to the grassroots people. And that is the reason he understands the pain. And And that is the reason, whatever the scheme he brings out, he has the people's vision. And that is the reason why he is able to bring schemes after schemes, which is successful.
Meena, see Gandhi as a mass leader, see Nehru. That's the difference. Gandhi was a mass leader who had traveled to many villages, who wore the dhoti and a slipper and nothing, walked with a stake and the mass following. When Gandhi told the people of India, you must come and protest peacefully, they came. And the Indians, poorest of the poor Indians marched on the street. The police beat them with the lathis. They didn't raise their hand. That is courage. No, there is no documented instance in any country, in any history, when people did that non-violently and were beaten. That is moral courage, and the people of this country respected. Second, when he asked for money for the Congress, Pardanashi woman came and gave the jewelry. If you had 2 rotis, you gave 1 roti to Gandhi. You did everything. The mass movement because he appealed to them. Now Modi is the person after Gandhi who opposed. And sadly, after independence, we had a Nehru who was brought up in luxury, and who was very fascinated with the English and the white man, and who thought that he's a ruler of this country and not a servant of the people, and sat here and ruled like a new king along with his daughter and the family, which they still do. The family lives in luxury, in big bungalows at public cost, they travel everywhere at public cost, and they think they're rulers and they have to do patronage to people, give to people. I am a king, patron, take it. Katakat karo, 7,000 dirham. I think Modi doesn't do that. Now that is an essential difference. That's why our political leaders should be grassroots leaders. Our political leaders should, even in urban places, they should come from the grassroots. They should not be imposed from above. The Nehrus and the Congress impose people from above. So they're not able to understand the people. Now that is we are very lucky to have a mass leader who has spent 20, 30 years, 40 years traveling, who has come up and who is patriotic and did all that. See, this is important.
Yeah.
You understand?
In fact,
leadership.
In fact, the point that I was going to is that Modi has traveled to 78 countries as Prime Minister in his 12-year tenure, and India's position in the global order has shifted from a peripheral player to a Vishwamitra, or a leading voice of the global South. How has this tenure redefined India's strategic autonomy, and how do our partners globally perceive India's rise today compared to 2000?
Meena, the most important thing Modi has done is to grow the Indian economy to 4 trillion, where the 4th or 5th or whatever it is, repeated. The world respects money. The world respects power. Nehru thought the world respects principle. The world doesn't respect principle. The world doesn't, respect weakness. The world doesn't respect you just talking something and taking the moral high ground. India always took the moral high ground. People listened, clapped, and did what they want. Now, when Modi talks, people take it seriously. We are a major economic power, the 5th largest manufacturing power in the world. We'll be the 3rd largest manufacturing power. We will be number 2 or 3 in everything in the next 5-10 years. We are there, and he has made it happen. So the world listens to you with respect. And in global politics, Modi has not taken sides. Hated America because why? Hated America and Europe because they are the global power. No, he works with them, talks to them, meets them as equal powers. He got the trade deal with 22 countries. 22 countries. He got the trade deal with $62 trillion of GDP. He got the trade deal with Europe. Ursula came here and signed, and she's talking about it, the mother of all deals. And she's very proudly talking. And Trump is talking about the deal, right? And the Middle East, work in the Middle East. All the Middle Eastern countries have honored Modi with the greatest, with the highest award. You see, they're Islamic countries, but they honored a Hindu, Prime Minister of a Indian Hindu country with the highest award. It never happened earlier. Why? Because he stood up for them, treated them with respect, and going to all these countries shows that you respect everybody. Earlier, Prime Minister went to only the major countries. Our bureaucrats only thought they're equal to America. They go to UN and make some inane statements and all kind of, hot air. The world did not care. And 2 minutes. Like he said, Pakistan is the biggest bully who always had a view that being Islamic, they are the biggest guys, they can beat up the Hindus. And the Hindus cannot fight, Hindus are coward, we are great, we will be protected by a God and all kind of thing. I'll tell you a story. If you read the book Ranjit Singh by Kushwant Singh, Ranjit Singh had the Nihangs. Now, Abdul Shah Abdali of Afghanistan used to come and terrorize the Punjabis. He has somebody called the Ghazis. The Ghazis believed they could never be killed. One Ghazi was equal to 100 Hindus. And they will come and kill people, butcher people and all that, right? And they say, God is protecting us. They said they're fearless, except when they got shot. Now, when they came to conquer, he sent these Nihangs. And the Nihangs with the turban ran after them and finished them off. They were so terrified that they ran away. First time it happened in India's history for a long time when we had these Nihangs. That was self-belief. Because when you're a bully, you go after innocent people, you got to hit them back so badly. And what did Modi do? He removed 370. 370 was preventing the Kashmiris from saying we're Indians. When I went there long back, they said to India se aaye ho. Come on, this is my country, yaar. I was a foreigner there. And that 53 or something, 35 or 53, didn't give property rights to women and everybody. All that happened. Now he removed it. And he broke up Jammu and Kashmir, did well. Now they're seeing the benefits. He got the railways to Northeast and others. He did that. Citizenship bill he did. Solved a old problem. Then he hit Pakistan. Pakistan is, I'll tell you, I was talking to the former defense minister long back. And, before he died, Manohar Parrikar. I was coming from Kundapur to Mangalore, asked him, what happened in Uri? I think, what happened and all that. He said, after Uri, I called the armed forces and told them, we got to hit them. They said, look, we don't have a plan. And we don't have enough ammunition. Because it appears the earlier government used to tell them, when they hit, don't fire back, don't waste ammunition. Now, so he told me, I spent 20,000 crores, I got enough ammunition, and they told them, go and hit, and they hit. And second time in Palgam, they went and hit. And Palgam, they sent all the missiles, we hit them back, not a missile landed in India. Now, when a bully is there, you got to show power. When the Chinese came, a former chief of the army staff told me, Chinese came to Galwan. The Indian army sent 50,000 troops, and he told me, we were prepared to lose up to 25,000 men. And the Indian army was standing like this, 3 hours in front of them. Come and see, let's see what you do. Never happened before. The Chinese withdrew. And the Chinese is a one-child army, second or third generation. If they get casualties, they're gone. The government will fall. The people will not accept it. And he did. And he told every time there's a crisis, he told the military, do your duty. That's all. No other instruction. Do your duty. And the Indian army will defend us. They're a great army, very brilliant people, very courageous people, very national. They will defend us. But you must empower them. And now, he stopped all the brokerage business, middlemen in defense procurement. There is no corruption. It's government to government for imports. And Indian industry is coming up. It's so ridiculous. Everything was 80% imported. You're importing ammunition. They can shut you off. And you buy something, they can shut you off. Now we are making more of our own. We are exporting. Look, that is tremendous. National security is much better. And I think that is an important thing that Indians haven't understood how we treat other countries. And don't have a truck with Pakistan. Even now those jokers in Delhi say, Aman ki Asha, all that rubbish. These are jihadis. Yes. It's a jihadi country. They want to destroy you. They are founded on destroying you, proving they're superior. That is the trip in life. They don't care a damn anything. You can't deal with them. You can't deal with them. And there's something. I was on a TV channel yesterday about this children in Stanford walking out when Sundar Pichai was there. And he's saying supporting Palestine. I said, Palestine is driven by Hamas, a terrorist organization. You can't support them. And I said, when the Hamas went and killed 1,200 Jews across the border, did any Palestinian stand up and say that's wrong? No. Once you support terrorism, you're part of the whole thing. You're complicit.
See, as I said in the initial PM Modi has done 278 visits to so many countries.
Yes.
He has not gone for excursion. Okay, he has gone for the external affairs, the cross-border trade and the relationship between India and the other countries.
And the stupid Hindu journalist says, oh, what did he achieve? He's doing this, culture.
Tell me, if Operation Sindoor, when the Operation Sindoor happened, Balakot strike happened, none of the countries he visited raised a finger against India. Okay, that is the first thing. Why? Because each and every country he visited, at some point of the time, they have faced terror. Okay, if the terror is not struck at the same time, probably it would have the people escalated, and people would have considered it as some kind of war. Okay, the relationship was so strong. Okay, between India when the Ukraine and Russia war was happening, because of the relationship between India and Ukraine, with one call, the Modi was able to stop the war, bring all the Indians back to India. That is the relationship that he has brought. And this is the time to...
National interest first.
National interest first. National interest first. And our external affairs minister, under the leadership of Modi, S. Jaishankar, has gone extra mile to build that relationship under the guidance of Modi. And these people call, what has it done? That's why I am saying that.
Jaishankar said, the Europeans think that Europe's problems are the world's problem. It is not.
It is not.
Look at that.
Europe's problem is not the world's problem.
One is my brother-in-law is the army, sir. He was a part of both Galwan and Operation Sindoor. He tells me from the ground what was the difference. I don't want to name him. He's still active in practice. In this one, it's amazing what he said was made a difference. You know, when he was in Galwan for 3 months, 4 months, we didn't hear from him. We didn't know what was going on. Only subsequently he told us that. Secondly, when we went to visit him, no, you should see that Jai Hind coming from the lowest Jawan, sir. That is coming from here. Jai Hind, sir. Jai Hind, sir. Why all the Indians should say Jai Hind, sir? The way the army says, you should see the josh they have. They are not like, I'm doing a job, you know, I've got a pension, nothing. So they are motivated to die. That's the way it is.
Motivated to fight.
Fight. I mean, that's what he says, Sharan. By becoming a soldier, we are clear, we don't know whether we'll see it tomorrow. Let me finish, one more thing. Second thing is, with 303 MPs, he chose Jai Shankar. Brilliant. That was unbelievable. That means this man is thinking beyond the party, beyond the MP, beyond any politics. He's thinking about national welfare.
Ma'am,
I think these are two things.
I have so much of talk around technology, development, all this. See, Modi, I have been going for regularly for all the AI summits, even the previous AI summit, not this year's, previous. Modi talked about how we can use AI to revive India's rich history and heritage and languages like Sanskrit and all the native languages. Tell me which leader can think like that. And see, today the same, because I'm seeing so many apps and so many videos around the old history. Today, children and women and all people are taking pride in how our temples were built, our rich, history of, brave kings and queens and soldiers. Ma'am, did we ever think like this? And Modi keeps telling our youngsters, drop this colonial mindset. This is the message I give when I go to institutions. They love it.
So now let's concentrate on what he should do more. Okay.
Lot more. The list is very big.
From my side, I would say that our temples have to be taken away from government control, because that is something they haven't done it with mosques or with the churches. So this is a very big impediment that has to be. So from your side, what do you feel
Meena,
the changes that need to be? Yeah.
There are 4 things that Modi should do which he has not done. First is broken down justice system.
Yeah.
A fundamental principle of a civilized society is justice. Yes. Justice should be delivered within time, within reasonable time, and we have failed as a republic. The biggest failure of the Indian Republic since we got freedom has been the lack of justice in our system. It takes too long. Yeah. And it is very important that Modi has to do many things to fix it. He has done part of it, he has not done enough. Now, that I think I will always say that he must do it, because a country which is ruled by justice is a country where the poorest of the poor can stand up and with pride and say, this is my country and I will get justice. For example, what is Rama Rajya? Rama Rajya is a place or a country or a kingdom or a state where the poorest of the poor can go to Bhagwan Shri Ram and ask for justice, he'll give justice. And is a place where you can live your dream. Is a place where there will be peace and tranquility, where there will be protection of life, liberty and property for everybody. That is Rama Rajya. And that is promised to us by Constitution. Justice to all. Read it. It is there. But have we got justice? No. And why we got enough justice? We don't have enough judicial capacity. We need 50 judges minimum per million people. We got 22. And we never invested in justice enough. Supreme Court only now is they got 37 or 38 or something. You should get 50. High courts vacancies are not filled up. And government is the biggest litigant, we must stop. And I think justice should be the first priority. Tax harassment is so enormous. You get a tax dispute, take 20 years to resolve. And I have seen cases where after Supreme Court did that, they're still not able to do it. And the finance minister has not been able to tackle it to the extent that it has been done. And that they should do. Because justice is key. Justice is important for every single person. What the difference between a democracy and a dictatorship? Our biggest asset is a life. Where the life safest? Democracy. Why? Rule of law. And that has been the failure. Second failure is lack of police reform. Police treat us like subjects, they beat us up, they can pick us up, put us in jail on a Friday, and the justice system doesn't work. That is oppression. And that is the police state that's created by the British, and that still continues. We need police reforms. We need protection of life, liberty and property. Like they say, bail. And the poorest of the poor, there are 450,000 people in jail for under trials, out of which 250 are done more than 50% of the time for which they would have been sentenced without going to trial. And they're all poor people. And poor people cannot hire a Kapil Sibal who can stand up and say, my lord, in court and get what he wants. And that injustice cannot. Police reforms. When you look at police, you march and they beat you with a lathi. No country beats you with a lathi. You must give the police right control, all that gear and everything, so they can stand up. And you must not beat up people. You must not catch them and rough them and hit them. You can't hit citizens. We are not a police state like the British. And that is the failure of Amit Shah, that is the failure of the Modi government. I want them to have and make the police. Police should be effective, but they must not beat up citizens, not harass citizens. They must not go arrest whom they want. They must not take bribes. They take bribes. Police takes bribes all over the country. They take money. Now you can go pay money. They'll file a false case, pick you up and go. We live in fear. Now ED cases don't get settled. ED cases don't get settled. ED can come to the PLMA and say that I'll catch you for this and that, and all that is happening everywhere. And income tax come and raid. I'll give you data. Last 3 years, direct tax collection is 75 lakh crores, growing at double digits. How much money have they collected from tax rates? We don't know. Most of the tax rates go to court and they lose the case. But why go to somebody's house, lock it up, prevent them from going out, prevent them from taking medicine and food and harass them and file a fake case and make them sign documents under threat? I know I was told by a chartered accountant that one income tax officer threatened somebody and said, I'm collecting 100 crores before retirement because I get into politics. These are horror cases. They can be settled. What can be done? If you want to raid somebody, go to a court and take an order. Show the court order. And tomorrow I can go to court and this fellow harassed me. And you don't make them sign papers and all that. Where you can get all the evidence today. You can send a notice, get all the evidence. Everything is recorded, everything is done. Only after you get all evidence, you are able to find evidence. Should you go and raid or get something, first thing the raid. And that should stop. And the third thing, which is very important, is corruption in the states. State corruption has not been done. Why is there no lack of state corruption? State corruption has not been done because of the justice system. If a person is corrupt, he should go to jail, but like Lallu, you come and get a bail and come out. You are not being punished. So you can keep on using the judicial system for your own thing. So, the corruption in the state, 50-60% is because of this. I think they must look at seriously and see why should he go to government for an approval. In Karnataka is a rate card government. There's a rate card everywhere. Huge amounts of money on corruption. I'm very happy DK Shivkumar, as CM, said he's going to stop corruption. And I made a public statement yesterday. Please arrest 500 people in BDA, BBMP, BWSSB, BESCOM and others who take bribes for giving plan sanction, for giving power sanction, for water sanction. Just sack them. You know all their names. You know the names. Everybody knows the names. See, remember, I'm not talking about political corruption. Yeah. Why is there political corruption? Political corruption there because elections are very expensive. You have to spend 20-30 crores. Let's admit it. Everybody has to spend money. Okay? Without money, you can't spend. How will do you expect a political leader to spend his money, lose election and wait? You don't give money for political elections. If all of us should give money to the party for political election, to a politician of a choice, you should give money. I and Kiran have been giving money to all political parties 15 years by check. And we go and say we want our name there. We get 100% deduction also. You should give money because they have to spend. And political leaders tell me, whatever money we make, 50% goes off in 5 years because we got to give to people. They come home, they want this, we got to give them money, they do that. I mean, that's different. Why should bureaucrats be corrupt? Stop bureaucratic corruption first. Bureaucrats should not be. We know who is corrupt. Yeah. Everybody knows. You go to BDA for plan sanction, there are 10 guys to whom you got to give money. Yeah. So that has not been stopped. Can Modi do it? Modi cannot stop that at the state. But what he can do, by investing in the judicial system, putting all the things by law, he can make sure we don't have to go for approvals. Approvals are done on trust. And even though, because central law and state law, when it's concurrently, center can pass a law. And then he must also make sure that the harassment by government inspectors and everything comes to a stop. The ED and all are made accountable so that they have to file a case within 12 months. They have to do everything else. Raids are stopped unless they go to a court order. These are the three things that have to be done. Absolutely. And I expect that from him because nobody else can do this except Modi. He's a strong man. He can make up his mind. He does it because we need justice. The biggest lack in a society is justice.
And in time.
In time.
I think Modi has done so much. I can't think of what is missing, though Sir has pointed out a few things. And my feeling is, I think the execution of all the great policies, let's say Startup India, Digital India, many are good. But I think, my feeling is innovation and the education at the second tier cities level. Let's say, I'm saying Karnataka, Hubballi, Dharwad, Mangalore, Udupi, Mysore and beyond. Big potential. there has to be something so that, people don't have to come to Bangalore to get a PhD or, maybe a good engineering degree or
Can you
whatever.
give an example?
Like,
Give me an example of what you mean.
like when I say, see, just 2 weeks back, I visited a fantastic university called Chanakya University. Sir is one of the governing council member, investor, I guess. So when I attended I was part of the, the launch also. Late Kasturi Nangan said, India needs 100 Chanakya universities. He said this. It's a statement he made. I would like more entrepreneurs, more NRIs, more, philanthropists to come forward, and we only have one Chanakya University, which is equivalent to, let's say, Harvard and Stanford of the world. I would like to see 99 more coming by the time we reach Viksit Bharat, at least in the 10 years or 15 years. And many of us are part of that initiative. We would like policies to encourage that. Yes,
And move faster?
Move faster. Because we are losing, every day we are losing opportunity. The world is moving forward. Even he said, Sundar Pichai, I also listened to that speech. He said, the world is, moving faster. We need to catch up, right? So for that, I have used Chanakya University as an example. Fantastic. I need to see 100 Chanakya Universities, which means minimum, let's in the next decade, we have one per state. That itself is a great achievement.
Doctor?
So I don't know what I want from Modi, but I want this all from the every Indian citizen, Bharatiya. Nitin Gadkari ji cried in one of his interviews that what is your failure? He said, you build great highways and everything else. I have not been able to reduce the number of accidents. 2024 statistics from the Ministry of Transport is 1,77,000 Indians died on Indian roads in 2024, which is 485 people every single day. For 26 people who died in Pahalgam, we declared war on Pakistan. When are we going to declare war on road traffic accidents? Modi cannot do this. Every citizen has to take responsibility because this is the people who died on the road, productive people. And maybe a few hours later. It does not include the people who died a week later, a month later, 6 months later, 9 months later. Does not include the people who can disable.
What would you think is
No, I'll tell. So the reality they need to understand
Yeah.
is Viksit Bharat looks very great, sexy, everything else. If the people who have to build the country are either dead or disabled, who is going to build the country? I am seeing people getting stroke at 19 years old. Can you imagine?
Years.
Yes, 19 years, 23 years, 24 years. So where is this country going? So unless people, every citizen invests in his health, in his future and takes care of himself, this Viksit Bharat is an illusion.
Yeah.
That's point number one. Coming to justice, sir. I go to the court regularly to give evidence in motor vehicle accident cases to get the disability. And if the system is broken. So when I wrote a book called Neuro Justice and launched it on Christmas Day last year, Justice Arvind Kumar from Supreme Court, sitting Supreme Court judge, launched it. They are having 40% of the pending cases in the courts are motor vehicle accident cases.
Really?
Yes. Because they're going, nobody knows what is to be done. I made an app. I'm now trying to convince the government, so this is not a criminal case. Somebody has to give the money. So you just make an app. So I'm actually pushing them to make an app so that we can remove this whole thing. And Justice Arvind Kumar, he wrote an op-ed article just before he launched my book saying AI in motor vehicle accident cases. He says if we can do that, we can release time in the courts. So there are a lot of things I can do. What I'm saying is, I want to do something more for the country because eventually we have to give power to the Prime Minister to see what I can do. But these are two things I want to impact personally, to reduce the accidents. I mean, I don't know where to get started, how to get started, but that from wearing a helmet. Doctors don't wear a helmet.
I will tell you one, doctor. There is a short 2 minutes video which he has made. I happened to see it just last week. That video shows one neurosurgeon will be sitting in the car. A guy comes next to and stands in a signal in a motorbike. He is not wearing a helmet. The guy inside, the person inside the car, he downs the window and says, if you don't wear the helmet, you will buy next customer. Then he has the helmet. Then he starts wearing the helmet.
So you don't know what this video is. That video is, that's what I do. That video is a clip from my web series called Beja Unfry. That man is doing my role, sir. Beja Unfry. I used to say, Yakapa helmet aga. Huh. So I said, Hare Ramachandra. I said, my son used to say, Papa, your future customer is going. So every time now for the last 15 years, sir, I lower my window and give my visiting card. They said, what is this? My business is head injury. So unless they have to give, you have to drive the point home. So all I'm saying is all of us have to contribute and participate in making this country a safe place so that the people can build the nation. And that's all I have to say.
Also, what happens in highways, sir, is that they don't have the lane system. So you have these old trucks always obstructing. So it
See,
becomes quite
this
a
country lacks enforcement. Lee Kuan Yew built a country because he enforced the law. We are not enforcing the law. I mean, today you go in Bangalore, people go on the wrong side. See, I walk. See, I walk to office from Alias Road. I'm up office here. I'm very scared when the light turns green because I look left and right to see anybody is breaking it and coming. And you know what? I want to say something. One community in Bangalore does it most times. I watch them. They come in auto. I know who they are. They always go, break the law. They go in two-wheelers with the people at the back. They break the law. They do it deliberately. Or they do it otherwise. One community. And nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to them. I went to Gaya for some release ceremony. There nobody obeys the law. Nobody puts the thing. The light is green. They go wherever they want.
They say, sir, if you follow rules, you'll have accident.
Yeah. Today, we must enforce the law everywhere and do it humanely. Not beat people up.
Correct.
Not beat people up, not fine 5,000. The other day, when I was coming from my new house, I was coming out, the police fellow started, oh, green. I said, I'm Tosi. Then I said, I said, I won't pay you money. You do what you want. Then I said, I'll stand here and see how you extort money. Then he said, no, wogi. Because they're extorting money. Yeah. How can you allow that to happen? Yeah. I mean, you see, Meena, day-to-day life, a part of it has become easy, a part of it has become worse. Yes. We are subject to state oppression, and that must stop. And that is a local issue, and that is a government of India issue. Police reforms is extremely important. And we can't live in fear. Yeah. Business lives in fear. Fear of the income tax officer, fear of ED, PL of MA. That fear should go. We should not live in fear. Today, 50,000 HNIs have left this country. They've gone to Dubai and other places. 3 lakh crore spending power has gone. Once you make money, you say, my children are not safe, my thing is not safe, you go away. They should not go. They should fight the battle, but they live in fear. They can't open their mouth, they live in fear. That fear should go. And that requires amendment of the law and justice system. And I believe PM Modi doesn't want anybody to live in fear, but he must make it happen.
So one line in conclusion about the session and what you feel.
Well, I mean, Prime Minister Modi is the most successful Prime Minister. In the next 2 or 3 years, I want him to do 200% more of what he did in the last 12 years. The unfinished agenda is something that he has to do, attend to it. He's a very bold man. He's a dynamic man. He must give us good justice system, reform the police, stop state corruption by passing some laws and others, and many other things that he must do. Complete execution of many projects which are done well, but has been, this is my expectation. But I want to thank him. He has changed our lives dramatically, changed the lives of our children, built a better country for us, and history will always see him as one of the greatest and most successful Prime Ministers, certainly, and one of the greatest Prime Ministers of India.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm very, I think, I think I feel lucky that I'm seeing this era, which is called, I think, the golden period. And I never thought when I was in I've completed 40 years of my career this year in 2026, it started in 86. I never thought that I will see this period. One is decade, intelligent decade. And I was part of Modi 1.0, I was part of Modi 2.0, I part of Modi 3.0.
4.0.
I want him for Modi 4.0, and I will pray for Modi 5.0. I think that itself is enough. I think we are all focused on Viksit Bharat. It is going to happen. That's it.
So first of all, I want to congratulate him for what he has done for us with the self-belief. But I think I tell everybody, if ever there was a time to be in India, this is the time.
Amritkal.
Yes, I tell everybody that, and I stick by that.
We are just 21 years away from achieving the Viksit Bharat. Just 21 years. And I think I have just 5 major things that he has to do, along with what he's doing now. And each of the individual contributors, they have said their own this one. See, 5 things what he has to do is continue the infrastructure spending, which is a multiplier effect. The next generation can see those effects. The second thing is make the manufacturing and industrial policy more friendly, and use of more digital governance and technology, and geopolitical balancing. And the fifth one is the reduce the dependency on other countries. See, once we have each of this one, probably I wish to achieve all these things. I wish our Prime Minister Modi a very successful year, and have a great health. And I know our Bharat is safe, secure, and will progress a lot under your leadership, sir. Thank you very much.
Jai Hind.
Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Ma'am, thank you.
Vande
I think,
Mataram.
I think let us thank Meena ji, and also I want to thank Vijay Prasad for putting together this part of the panel. Fantastic discussion. Thank you, ma'am.
So, as we wrap up our discussion today, we find ourselves at a unique intersection of history. By crossing the threshold of 4,399 days, Prime Minister Modi's tenure is no longer just a statistic. It represents a defining era in the story of modern India. Thank you so much.